Floss Tube.
Hi, Floss Tube.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jane.
And we're the BosStitchers. Welcome. Today is Friday, April 29th, and this is episode 44. Thanks for joining us. Well, did you have a nice Easter?
I did. Yes, I had
Good.
I had the family over, and it was really nice to see everyone.
Yeah.
After not seeing everyone for such a long time,
And that was quite a crowd, I bet you had.
Yeah, about 25 or so. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't actually count, but yeah, we had a good sizable crowd. So
Very
it was nice. You?
Yeah, we had a nice day too. We went to my cousin's, and it's only a mere 10 of us there, but it was nice to be together and hadn't seen my cousin's daughter, and she lives in Germany, so we hadn't seen her in years.
Nice.
And we had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since we last saw you, we also had a really nice stitchy day.
We sure did. We met our friend Kay in Portland, Maine, and we had a great time. We went to DeMillo's Floating Restaurant in the harbor in Portland. Got a great view of many boats we could never afford.
Yeah, lunch was great. That was that was the first time I had been there.
Yeah, that's a fun place.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, I love Portland. Yeah, nice city. And then what else? Went and stitched. Came to a great place to head to Books A Million, and they had a great cafe there where we could just while the afternoon away.
Yeah.
So it was really nice, and unfortunately, Kay's friend Cindy, who we also met at Frugal Yankee Retreat at the farm in November, she was busy working that day, but we'll look forward to the next get together.
Yeah, we definitely
can all be there.
Yeah, yeah. We've already started formulating plans to get together.
A strategy.
Yeah.
So, you ready to throw out the first stitch?
Yes, I am. All right. So I worked on, for my Mill Hill Monday, this is Buttons and Beads, the Winter Series, the Christmas Village. This one is Tree Farm. I am going to do what I hope to be almost the whole series, but I haven't gotten even one done yet.
I see progress, though.
Yeah. So, doing this on 28 count mushroom Lugana. And why don't I hold it right side up? Okay.
You want to make us guess.
There we go. So a little bit more of the white, a little bit more of the trees. There's not a heck of a lot of stitching left, probably another session or two before I finish all the stitching, and then I can move on to the beads. So I'm really looking forward to that because I've never beaded.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've never finished anything beaded, so
I'm
looking forward to that.
But you've put beads on
too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've done a few. Yeah.
See, I haven't done that, so
yeah, something new.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And it is nice with Mill Hill that you get everything all together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I worked on was temperature butterflies. And this chart is by Stitchin Mommy. You can find a lot of these temperature charts at her site on Etsy. And I chose the butterfly one, which I think is really pretty. And I forgot to take this out of the Q-snap, but guess what? I'm going to do it for our fans.
Oh, you're taking one for the team, aren't you? Ooh, it's so hard, but you did it.
I could barely get it off.
Ooh, can you ever get it back on now?
For you viewers who are new, I make fun of Chris all the time about her Q snaps. Oh, I can't take it off to show people because I just don't want to take it off the Q snap. Oh, it's so hard.
You got that down pretty well, don't you?
So this is January, February, and March. I still have a couple of things of March to fill in, and I am obviously behind because I just started. I got half of the butterfly for April done, and I got to fill that in. So that's actually my plan for tomorrow. We're going to the World in Stitches. We'll be at the Stitch group tomorrow. So I really want to try to catch up on this tomorrow. So we'll see how far I get.
Good plan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have realized until I looked at that March.
Yeah.
It is
so much warmer, right?
Yeah. Because April feels so cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw on the news a couple of days ago that for the month of April, it did average out to be warmer than usual.
April?
Yeah.
Warmer?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because there were a couple of days that were, yeah, well.
Where was I those days?
Only the stitch will tell. So, let's see what it looks like when I actually put the stitches in. Oh, now I got to put it back on the Q snap.
Oh, I'll do it for you.
The other project I worked on, and this is a project that I'm working on that I think is going to be kind of fun. This is Eat Cake by Sue Hillis, and this is The More You Weigh, the Harder You Are to Kidnap, which I just think is funny. And this chart I'm doing on 28 count Lugana, and it is Lemonade. It's a coloring cotton. And this is the chart. And I think I'm okay.
Sure.
So, sorry I didn't iron it. Story of my life. But I have the strawberry shortcake. That's the one I did first. And then I did the hamburger. And the latest one I did was I did a donut.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so I decided that I would do the donut 1/1. And I think that came out pretty cute.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which motif I'm going to do next, but I have it all planned out. I'm going to do a lot of desserts and fast food and that kind of thing. And this is my piece of fabric. So I have.
So when are you going to be finished with that?
So I have some room to put things on, and I have it very well planned out. This is what I got.
Ooh, the secret to your.
So. It's just kind of a mishmash of things. I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should do that or that or that. So as each motif comes along, I'm going to try to find one that I have. So, for example, I want to do a cupcake. So I'll look through everything, and as I'm looking through, maybe I'll find the hot dog that I want. Anyway.
Well, bacon just caught my eye, and you know what that reminds me of.
Yes.
You're still looking for that one,
yeah,
right?
I bought a chart, Meridian Designs. I bought a chart at Galleria. It was 2 pigs, and it says love is in the, and they're facing each other. It says love is in the air. And then it says, oh, no, wait, that's bacon. It's really cute, and maybe someday I'll find it. Hopefully I didn't leave it in the hotel room. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to buy that again.
I think you might, yeah.
It's been quite a while. So.
Hasn't surfaced yet.
No. And then the last whip that I had since we last saw you was I'm doing Little Drummer Boy. This is a Heaven and Earth design, and I just think the faces on these animals and on the little boy is just adorable. I hadn't really worked on this for very long, but this is on my Boss Me board, and I put to work on this for 5 days, and just like, this is 5 days? Because remember, I already had I'm doing no new starts, and to have a no new start on your actual list, you have to have 200 stitches in it. So I had 200, and now this is all that I have. So yeah, that's 5 days, not even 5 days worth of work. I mean, because I had 200 stitches in it before.
So someday we'll see the little drummer boy's face.
This is a long slog, but when I was working on it, it really is kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah. And you have that on Pattern Keeper?
I do have it on Pattern Keeper.
Good.
I'm doing this on 28 count. It's easy grid. This chart has been started a couple of times because I started it.
Quite gotten to the sweet spot
no,
yet.
Right. So, I started it on 25 count, and I started it, 1/1 on 25 count, and I did not like it. There's a lot of dark colors in this, and I just didn't like the coverage. So then I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to do 2/1 on 25 count. The coverage was fine, but trying to get the needle, through, once you got, a bunch filled in.
Right.
Trying to get the needle through was just awful. So now I've moved to 28 count, 1/1.
The coverage looks good.
The coverage looks good.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. This is where I'm staying. And I have 0.2% done on this.
Wow, that is just zipping right along.
Moving right along. But once I got back to this, I mean, it's
you're hooked again.
Yeah, it's hooked. So this is the top left is where I started. So up here. And I could be moving into green anytime now.
All right.
So,
well, I know.
Of course,
I, for one, can't wait for next.
There's a
video.
lot of dark sky in there, but
It was a dark night.
Yeah, it was a dark night. Yeah. All right. So those are my whips.
Well,
what do you got?
I'm going to be pretty darn quick because sorry. Reach over there. I did have a couple of other things that I worked on, but they're going to be in the finish section. So I did make some progress on A Good Marriage, and that's an Imaginating pattern by Mary Engelbreit. And I mainly concentrated on the words, which I would have thought that I would have had the whole thing done, of course, plus some extra, but I'm not quite there yet. And I found this to be quite the slog because I didn't take into consideration all the fractional stitches involved in this.
In the letters?
In the letters, and actually kind of throughout. Well, more like the outlines of the flowers. There are a lot. I think when I get into the centers, there'll be much less. And because it was black, I think last time I was trying to figure out if I did this on 16 or 18 count. And then when I was working on it this week, I thought, maybe that's 14 count. I think I've lost all perspective on black. But anyway, I specifically did it on Aida because of that, and not even taken into consideration there'd be all these fractional stitches. So anyway.
We've been telling the folks 18 count.
All right, well,
so
let's still go with it.
Okay.
So anyway, that's that. I do love the saying. I do love the picture and the colors. And this was on my Boss Me board for the month. So I did put in, I think I said I'd do 5 days, and I think I've done that and maybe some more. But I did think this past week I got more done than I have. And I think I probably will put it away when we get to May and move on to our next set of projects. But I do kind of need to revisit this because I would like to finish it up this year. So that's it.
Well, then you better get going.
I know, I did. Maybe I better not put it away.
It's not going to stitch itself.
No, they never do they? Oh.
All right, what else you got?
Well,
Oh,
that was it for
here we
whips,
go.
so-
That was it for whips.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Okay.
that's transition right in there.
All right. Sounds
All
good.
right, so I have 2 small finishes. This one, Prairie Schooler Santa 2022, I had almost finished last time, but now it is truly finished. I got those penguins done and the bright lights and all that.
Looks great.
So
I like that
it's-
so much better than the neon ones.
yeah, I think people are right. I think I
Yeah.
do too. So this will hopefully go off to our finisher next week, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'll be anxious to get that one back. That was good. Somehow this one, a lot of times people, including me, have said that the Prairie Schooler Santas are more stitching than you'd think they would. And this one somehow seemed to go a little quicker. I don't know. But that was fun. And then in the very small finish category, this is Wine Magnet, which is a plastic canvas kit from Klart. And I've said this before, but this was my summer poolside project because I wasn't afraid of getting plastic canvas wet. And this was one of my Boss Me choices for selections for April under the category of work on a project that needs some love, because this just kind of sat since the summer. And I really like it. I really think it's a cute little thing.
It is cute.
Yeah, so now I have to carefully cut that out. And I think I'll get a piece of felt to put on the back and then put the magnet on that.
I have some felt. I
Do
have
you? Oh,
lots
good.
of felt. So
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring you over some colors.
Thank you. And that's that.
Very cute. Very nice.
Thank you. And I think you got some finishes too.
So I don't have any finishes, but I have some FFOs.
Oh, that's right. That's even more. Oh, excuse me. Can I back up for 1 minute?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have a knitting whip
Oh,
to
yeah.
share. So I always say I'm a perennial beginner knitter, and I never well, I guess we don't do that cross stitch either, but I certainly with knitting never let being in the middle of one project get in my way of starting another. And in this case, I think I'm doing like almost the exact same thing, but just with different color and weight yarn, but the same simple pattern. And for any of you knitters out there, you probably are familiar with Noro yarn, and it is gorgeous. And this is Ito in colorway 3.
Ito?
Ito, I-T-O. And I've already done one attempt and taken it out, so hence I had to rewrap it myself, because I am apparently an extremely relaxed knitter, because it called for size 7 needles, and it's supposed to be 16 inches across, and I was at about 24 inches, I think.
Wow.
Measured mine. So I wanted to go down a size or 2 in needles, and I couldn't find any. So I decided to go with 3 sizes down. And it's a very simple pattern. It's a seed stitch and a rib, and it's in multiples of 6 plus 3. So I just added on some stitches, and I think this is closer to what's called for. So even though I knit all night, and the other one, any good knitters out there are probably thinking, well, why didn't you do a swatch first to check your gauge? But, you know, it's only a cowl. So anyway, it's being restarted, and you'll either see this often, because I'll be working on it forever, or you won't see it, which means I've put it away and moved on to something else. But anyway,
So did
gorgeous.
did this pattern come with the?
Yeah, there's sometimes like that's
So
free,
it's like
but I think I actually have that pattern from one of Noro's magazines anyway that I had started in a different yarn. But yeah, so hopefully this will be somebody's Christmas present.
Wow, that's ambitious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here, folks.
Now I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a couple of FFOs, and I don't have the chart anymore because I gave it away. But
we can see exactly what they look like.
Yeah, exactly. So I had these two little sacks that the first one was Maine potatoes, and my finisher did the top in kind of like a rag. She put a stitch through so that she could pull some of the thread. So that it looks like a little burlap bag. And she sewed a little patch on the back. And she stuffed it with some fiber fill, I believe. And then the top is a little bit of lizard litter. And she put lavender in it. So... so it's very cool.
Lizard litter never smelled that good.
No, I know. And then the other one, which is the piece that was also it was a kit. The other piece was yellow onions, and she did this same sort of finish, and then just sewed the back. In this case, she left the ends. So she said if I wanted the frayed ends, she could do that for the onions too. I don't know. I kind of like both.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
They both look good.
I might just
leave it. It's a cute project.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking that I need to do a bunch of these little ones so that it would be really fun to put in a bowl or something.
A kitchen dough bowl.
Yeah, a kitchen dough bowl would be really cute. So.
Very nice.
And then the other piece that I have is an old Colonial Designs. And this was a kit. And this little box that has a lid that I stained. And this is the top that I stitched. And I just think that this is really cute. It came with the little charm on it. And it really came with the finishing top and also the cording. But our finisher thought that the top was a little too thin, so she made it basically a pincushion. So
good plan.
Yeah, it came out really
It
good.
is really
I
cute.
love this. So I'll be able to have a little jar next to my stitching. So that came out really nice. So thank you very much, Janet. That is it for finishes.
All right.
Haul. What do you got?
Okay. Well.
Oh, no, first, before we do that, we're going to do random act of kindness.
We had
you want to talk to,
we had some terrific kindness from our good friends at Two Needles Pulling Thread, Kathy and Missy. And they very generously gifted us with 1-2-3 gift cards. I don't know how they know we shop there, although we like it. But
I know.
it was like a great wild guess.
It's
on their
amazing.
part.
It's amazing. Yeah. Chris and I were having a rough couple of weeks, so that was very generous and very uplifting. And we just want to thank you guys very much.
Yeah, very much appreciated.
Yeah. And are looking very much forward to seeing you guys again, either in Massachusetts or in Maine. So we'll have to make plans to get together.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that.
Yeah, and I'll probably have some more haul from that
Right.
gift card. So.
No doubt.
All right, now
Okay.
what do you got?
So, as Jane knows, I have stared at this chart for way too long, and it's by My Big Toe Designs, and it's called Disturb Us, O Lord. And I won't read that whole prayer to you, but I very much like the prayer. I kind of feel like it sort of I don't know, I guess symbolizes or goes along with our particular church's philosophy. And, but I've never been too sure about the colors on it because it just seemed so hard to make out a lot of the words and it wasn't vibrant enough. But, there's nothing like a sale on 1-2-3 to make you push the button. So I went ahead and got it. And I am actually rather pleasantly surprised with the colors. Which
Are they all gentle arts?
Here. They're all gentle arts. And it has not been easy to find all these. But I've kind of collected most of them at this point. And I have a couple more to go. And I think that there is actually enough contrast in all this. So I do like it. The next challenge will be fabric. It calls for Lakeside Linen Lentil. And I have not been able to find that. And whoops, we're getting the patent on
sorry.
there. That's all right. People's, that's nothing new. That's no new news to anyone. But Lakeside linen's very hard to come by these days, so I may go with an alternative. And I'm not going to be starting it anytime soon. Anyway, it's not in my 22 and 22 new starts.
Unless you finish something.
Yeah, and so this is clearly in the BAP category at 259 times 331.
I see.
And I'm sure I'll be whipping off another one anytime soon. So, but yes, I'm looking forward to that. And what did we do?
A little jar fell.
All right, no broken projects.
Nope.
This one I don't believe I showed before. This was from Market. ABC School Sampler by Manny DiDonna. And I had bought this, I don't know, from some online shop. And it took a bit of a while to come. But admittedly, the thing that really interested me in this is it was offered along with the sulky threads to go with it. And I've been wanting to try those. So that kind of pushed me over on this one. And
92 by 76.
Yeah, I know, it's a small. It's a small. So this could be in my...
That's doable.
Yeah, in my future. Although I was showing Jane the chart, and it is pretty tricky to read.
Yeah.
Those letters.
Yeah. Yeah, the letters
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that part will be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
And then, last time I showed Simple Quaker by Leela's Studio, which I love. And I was at a Stitch Day at Stitch New England a couple of weeks ago. And a woman, Kristen, was there. and she was well into that. And she had this beautiful piece of fiber and a whim that she was doing it on, and it was in persimmon. And I just love that. So I kind of set out in this
Persimmon quest.
Exactly. Well said, Jane. And I wasn't successful, but in my quest, I had called Stitcher's Garden in Arkansas, and fabulous service.
Yeah,
there.
they're great.
Yeah. The woman that I spoke with, I think she maybe was the owner. She went and she didn't have a big enough piece in the count that I wanted. And at first she said she didn't. She goes, "Oh no, that's hibiscus." And then she found out she didn't have the persimmon. And so she pulled them to see. And I said, "Are they similar?" And she said, "Yeah, I pulled the wrong one by mistake." So I love the modeling in that. I love that the base color of it. I do think it's close to the persimmon. This is 28 count linen, which I wanted, and fiber and a whim, can't go wrong, right?
So that's that's also fiber on a whim. Okay.
Yeah, it is. And it is pretty pricey there, I will say, but really the service, I talked to her on Saturday, and she told me she isn't in on Monday, but she'd ship it out on Tuesday, and it comes beautifully wrapped. I also found a couple of the other colors that I was looking for that I needed more on the Gentle Arts, and it comes nicely packaged with a needle, so I would definitely give them high marks.
Yeah, and they also have some fabrics that you might not be able to find in other places.
Right,
and like you said,
right.
It's, they're not cheap, but if you're really looking for a piece of fabric and you have to have that color, they're worth giving a try anyway.
Yeah. And that's it for me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I have very, very little haul.
Ooh, some
We
pretty
can
colors
show
there.
the colors that I have. This is my Gentle Art Floss of the Month Club, and so some of these are ones that we're working up the alphabet.
What are you on?
Well, it's a little bit different every time because
you
sometimes
can't quite tell, can you?
no, because I think sometimes they're backtracking.
Oh, right.
So, for example, this is caramel corn. We'll move a little closer.
All right.
Okay, that's caramel corn.
I just got some of that myself.
We have chamomile, which I would think would be a little more yellow, but maybe not. And then copper.
It's a nice one.
Yeah. And dark chocolate. Looks exactly what you might think it looked like.
Can't go wrong with dark chocolate.
No. Dried thyme. And garden gate. This is lavender potpourri.
Ooh, just like what's in your new pillows.
That's right. This is midnight, which I thought I had already gotten midnight, but I might have bought it separately for something. And then pink azalea. And finally poppy, which is a really kind of a bright pink, pretty.
Yeah, would have expected red, but
Yeah, well,
but it's pretty.
it is pretty.
Yeah.
So
Well, that is a nice selection.
it is.
Yeah,
So I'm happy with those.
that's good.
And then my only other thing was that I got the 4th installment of 12 Days of Christmas. This is a stocking ornament club that I'm getting through Crazy Annie's, and the designer on these is Annie B's Folk Art. And so got the 4 calling birds. And have no intention to start this anytime soon.
But you'll have them when you want them.
But I have them. I was thinking the other stockings I have are all those JBW ones that I need to do.
You're going to have to have a whole stocking wing, I think, for Christmas.
I know. We'll have to have a separate tree just for the stockings. And you know what I was thinking?
Yeah.
So, you know how some people say calling birds and other people say collie birds, Colly?
Oh, yeah. Isn't one supposedly the traditional?
I don't know.
I think I heard that somewhere.
Collie birds is maybe the traditional.
Yeah, I don't know what they are, though. Yeah.
I think they're these.
Maybe they don't make collie birds anymore.
Yeah, right, yeah, they're extinct. Oh, man. All right. Enough of this foolishness. All right. Plans, I guess.
Oh, well, we're into, did we define Boss Me for people?
Oh, no, go ahead and tell people.
So that's our version of Whipco that we do with our friends at Two Needles Pulling Thread, Kathy and Missy. And Kathy pulls the numbers or the squares for us every month. Mm-hmm. So we had a little head start on May. So,
yeah, because that's going to help me a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I think I finished like 3 of the numbers that she's pulled.
Well, we do love it.
No, 4 because I have the free space.
Yeah. So we still debate your use of that.
I know.
So I have some good ones that I want to get back and work on. Quaker Genetics, which I really want to do. Prairie School Santa, which that's kind of an easy one for me because I think I want to keep replacing those and keep them going. So I think I pulled out 2018 or 2020 to work on. So hopefully I'll have that to show for a whip next time. And I have the perennial favorite, Stitch What You Want When You Want. And now I'm drawing a blank on the other one. Maybe you can discuss what you're going to do.
So I don't, so I've been, very behind in my Boss Me. But I like all the projects that she's pulled. So, anyway, I think, what was it?
It's Simply Grace, which is that big Quaker by Praiseworthy Stitches that I absolutely love, but I am so intimidated about starting that.
Why?
One
stitch at a time. One stitch at a time.
And I mean, it's a Quaker, so I know people always say it's like, little motifs, and so I do love the colors and that beautiful purples. I think those.
Do you have that kitted?
I do, I believe.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there's no reason not to start it.
Track that down, but I do believe that I found those week's colors. So.
Did you put that on your No New Starts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I only put things on Boss Me that I have in my No New Starts.
Yeah, me too. So, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think you should start
dive into that. Yeah.
So,
but actually, not to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think tomorrow, though, at our Stitch Day, I, have added in Lori Holt's Prim Village. And I did one house on that in April. And I'd kind of like to do one house a month if I can. And I want
that's a good one to do.
Yeah, exactly, because it's big chunks. And I'm hoping to use that for this month's challenge in No New Starts. As we mentioned before, they have these challenges of the month where you can enter and potentially win a raffle prize. And it's this year it's based on the Chinese zodiac, and there's like a lucky animal, a lucky color, lucky flowers, lucky numbers. And so I'm going to do this one for lucky color gray. So I think I'll work on that tomorrow.
Good. Okay.
I think I've interrupted you enough for one session.
So I was thinking about doing Monogamania, and I think so I don't think I can really work on just one project for May because I have all of these Boss Me things that I really would like to, do some of these. But what I thought I would do, actually one of my Boss Me numbers that was pulled, I think this last time, was to finish Under the Sea, which is a Stony Creek project that I have that I want to give to a friend of mine.
You gotta do that.
So I thought I would concentrate on that. So, but rather than doing Monogamania, I think what I'll do is work on other projects for like an hour, but then concentrate on Under the Sea and really try to get that done.
Okay. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not quite a Monogamania, but concentrating on one project.
Right. You'll really be able to see progress and hopefully you finish in one, but you'll have enough variety to keep you interested.
Yep.
Good plan.
Yep. And then, so tomorrow, tomorrow is still April. So I want to finish, I want to work on temperature butterflies tomorrow. At the World in Stitches. And one other thing I wanted to mention is that if you watch Emily C, there's a duck derby that is done, that is every year. And it's for the, is it for the advocates of children advocates?
Yeah, I'm not sure to tell you the
I can't remember I can't remember what the name of it is, but I will definitely put it in the description box. But it is a charity to, and you buy ducks. And you have the potential to win a prize, and it's a charity for advocating for children. And Emily C., like I said, runs it. And not only does she run it, but she really does a phenomenal job because she also collects donations from Stitchers, so that she puts into raffles. And not only could you win the Duck Derby outright, but you could also win through Emily C's website, and just let her know that you've bought ducks, and she will enter you into separate drawings, completely separate from the Duck Derby, so that you could potentially win some cross-stitch prizes. It's a great cause, and it's I won some charts last year. So, and there's there's some like unbelievable things that people donate. So I think the last day to purchase ducks is like the middle of May. I want to say like 12th, 13th, 14th. Anyway, go watch Emily C. and check it out. So I know that in her last floss tube, she's mentioned it, and I think probably the one before that also. So go over and check it out.
Good.
And other than that, I think we will see you in 2 weeks again.
I expect so.
All right.
Yeah.
So until then, have fun stitching, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.